All right, we have here a virtual machine called Web Security Dojo. Now, for those who have never used this virtual machine before, it's a great place to start your web security practices. It has many targets, right, if you wish. There is a Gryer application, there's a Hack Me, Casino. There are actually more than these targets. If you visit the home directory of your Firefox, you can find all the targets that you can use to practice some security attacks on. Now we've already started the Casino application, and the Casino is on the local host with port 3000, and we've launched the W3AF application. It's a web application scanner, right? So let's first check these profiles. We have the OWASP top 10 auditing. We have high risk, brute force, fast scanning, full audit, many others. So we're going to go ahead and use the OWASP top 10 scan here and start scanning our website. Now we can see from some records from previous scans launched on this tool, the scan typically will take maybe about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, so it could be something like that. In a real scenario, it might take hours to finish because the OWASP top 10 will include more than one scan configuration. So it's scanning for things like LDAP, MySQL, buffer overflow, and this is only in the audit profile. Now, if you go to the discovery, in the discovery, it's going to try to discover the website responses to different types of connections, like perhaps what are the allowed methods to connect, or detect reverse proxy if there is any. Maybe DNS scanning or .NET errors if the application is on .NET. And it uses grep also to find different types of vulnerabilities. So the OWASP top 10 is known to be best practice to scan or to ensure your web application is up to date with the best security practices or just the latest security configuration. Now we see that the first thing is discovery. The first method it's running or scanning is the profile discovery, and it's going to continue the audit profiles after finishing discovery. Now we see that the estimation time is about 15 minutes for this one. Now it might take all this time or less, a little bit less than that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here, and I'll be right back as soon as the scan's finished, all right? All right, looks like the scan's finished now. Look. Took us about 16 minutes to finish the scan, so not too bad. I was able to go get a cup of coffee. Now we have an error here because of the login credentials that might that are missing from the application. Now it'd be better if we give the credentials to the scanner and let it scan using the credentials to find more vulnerabilities. Now we will include from here the information and error and check the vulnerabilities, so we can see that we have scripts vulnerable to cross-site scripting or trivial form of cross-site scripting, or actually XFRF, which is a cross-site request forgery. We have vulnerable images. We have JavaScripts vulnerable. So we have many vulnerabilities on this website, right? Now, the good thing, or the thing to notice in this tool, is that if you check the results, you can also, let's move the info. We can keep the vulnerabilities here. You can check the vulnerabilities, the generic vulnerabilities, which are usually on undefined vulnerabilities, and you can see the information related to that vulnerability. Cross-site request forgery and path disclosure and the R500, which are an error in the web application, which really could be caused by the login, right? Now, if you go to the exploit here, you can use this same tool to exploit these vulnerabilities, or actually try to exploit these vulnerabilities. Exploit, sorry, not export. So you can exploit all vulnerabilities to try to exploit all of them until only one is successful. Now, each plugin needs to be configured. You can also configure the plugin by setting. So let's say the path or a few other parameters, and then you can try to initiate the exploit. You can view here all the exploits, but it's just names here. There's really not much information to find in this page, except that trying to configure the plugin and trying to exploit the vulnerabilities.
Brutus is one of the most famous password cracking tools. It has a very simple interface and is easy to use. Other tools like THC Hydra exist to accomplish the same goal.
That's right.